Hi there, welcome to the Ecofina Financial Channel. My name is Philip, and today we'll be looking at the telecommunication giant MTN in three different aspects. First, we'll take a look at their first quarter results for 2022, and then we'll talk about the dividends the company paid very recently, and then we'll talk about whether the stock is actually a buy from our perspective. Note that everything we share here is just our opinion. If you are interested in buying the stock of MTN Nigeria, contact your stockbroker or talk to a financial advisor so that they can help you out. But what we'll do is that we'll give you what our opinion is based on objective data, and then you can make your decision, of course. So let's get straight into it. So MTN Nigeria has released its first quarter result for 2022. And clearly, the company is set for another record year based on the results. Revenue alone grew by 22% year on year, just for the first quarter, to 469.8 billion naira. And profit after tax also increased by 31.3% for that quarter alone to 96.8 billion naira. Now, what MTN is declaring in just a single quarter is what many companies will be looking to, in fact, declare in a year or even a couple of years. But that's what MTN Nigeria has declared in its unaudited results for the first quarter of 2022. If we look further down, we see that active data users actually increased by as much as 3.4 million subscribers year on year. And then active fintech subscribers also rose by 6.2 million subscribers year on year. That's impressive. But one other thing that is attractive, which one has to talk about, is the amount of money MTN Nigeria is actually spending on capital expenditure. The company spent as much as 162.5 billion naira on capital expenditure in the first quarter of 2022. For those who are always looking at the long term, that's impressive because it means that the company is positioning itself in the different spectrum of the technology value chain and setting itself up for future growth. But despite that expense on capital expenditure, they are still providing short-term growth, which is very impressive. Much later, we'll talk about the things that MTN has been up to lately in terms of investments. I'm sure you must have heard of the 5G spectrum, which they got approval for, and they've paid in full for that to be able to operate on 5G. So MTN's first quarter result is very, very impressive, and it's something really to consider. So that's the first part of today's session. The next part is we'll talk about the dividends that MTN paid. So MTN Nigeria paid its dividends, its final dividend for 2021 on April 28th. And the good thing is that all new subscribers of MTN, or those who participated in the IPO, also got their first taste of dividends. It's estimated, not estimated, the number of retail subscribers that the MTN got through the IPO is a number of, is put at 126,720 retail investors, and many of them are actually first timers, which means that MTN has also done something great in bringing a lot of people into the stock market. But MTN paid 8.57 naira as their final dividend for 2021, and all the new subscribers also got out of it. They are declared 4.55 naira sometime after the first half of 2021, which means that those who have owned MTN shares since then got 13.22 naira per share for the whole of 2021. But for those who just newly bought into it, 8.57 naira, which has been paid on April 28th. If for any reason you are yet to get your own shares, then you have to either talk to the stockbroker you bought with, or if you use the MTN Primary Offer app, then I think Chapel Hill Dell is the company to contact, or you can also contact the registrars, coronation registrars, because I guess they are in charge of the MTN stock. So you have to reach out to them. Dividends have been paid. If you bought and you're yet to receive yours, then you have to escalate to any of these people, and they would see maybe there was a wrong account number filled or whatever, for whatever reason. You can get to know and get your own share of the dividends. So given all these things we've talked about, will we consider MTN Nigeria stock a buy? So we'll look at the stock from three different perspectives. From the dividend perspective, which is one of the major ways the stock market yields income. Then we look at it from the perspective of capital appreciation, which talks about how the stock price of a company increases over time. And then we look at their future prospects. Is the future prospect bright? Those are the perspectives we're going to use. So from the dividend perspective, MTN pays regular dividends. They pay dividends at least about twice a year. And even those who recently bought have already gotten their first taste of dividends, and they pay good dividends. 8.57 kobo per share. It's some good dividends. So they pay it regularly. That's one. Then capital appreciation. The IPO price was 169 naira. Currently, the MTN stock price is around 214 naira, which means that there has been like close to 30% increase in terms of capital appreciation, which also puts the company on a good note. The final thing we look at, which is also very important, is the future prospects. Now, if a company has been paying dividends previously and has been enjoying growth in terms of capital appreciation, you need to know if this is sustainable into the future, because if it is not, then it doesn't guarantee that they will continue to pay dividends or things. But when we look at the future prospect of MTN, is looking brighter and brighter. Very recently, they declared themselves to be a technology company and expanded their base. They've gotten the 5G license to operate, which means that they will have capacity to, of course, improve their infrastructure and be able to get a sizable part of the market. Because, of course, if 4G is fast, 5G is going to be faster. And then they've recently gotten approval from the Central Bank of Nigeria to operate a payment service bank, which they call MOMO. Now, that is massive. Getting an opportunity to operate in the financial services market is impressive. And, that market for them has been growing at an astronomical rate. So that's creating, a whole new wave of opportunities for the company. And it's looking like, yes, that's really, puts MTN in a very good light. And yes, the number of active data subscribers, people are also subscribing for mobile and data. And, because of the kind of sector they are in, they are very stable in terms of people will always want to make calls. People always want to use data. Data drives almost everything now. Can expect that their growth will most likely be very well sustained into the future. So we recommend it really as a buy. Like we said before, contact your stockbroker or do your own research just to be sure that is what. But it's not all rosy. There are challenges. Major one that we think is the regulatory challenge. You remember that recently all the telecommunications companies were asked to disconnect those who have not connected their national identity number to their SIM cards, which means that many of them lost about 1 million subscribers. But the good thing about it is that as soon as those guys or those people are able to rectify what is necessary, connect their NIN, then they will be reconnected back. But of course, the regulatory challenges are always there. So that's it on our edition today. Be sure to, like this video and share in the comment section what you think about MTN Nigeria. And if there are questions also that you'd like us to answer, I will be glad to take that. Thank you and see you next time.